If you've rolled credits on Silksong during Act 2 and are left a little bit unsatisfied by the final boss and ending, well, that's probably because that actually isn't the true ending. To see the true conclusion to Hollow Knight Silksong, you'll need to unlock a secret third act that houses a ton of new bosses, enemies, and the steepest challenges you'll face throughout the entire game. Here's what you need to get it. Before we begin properly, we gotta throw up a big spoiler warning as we're going to talk freely about the final boss of Silksong and go over some late game quests that you'll need to complete to unlock this act. So if you're not right at the end of Silksong and are sensitive to spoilers, this is your last chance. The requirements to unlock Act 3 are as follows. You'll need to complete every quest on the wish boards in Bone Bottom, Bellheart, and Songclave. You'll need to have moved the flea caravan for the last time so that it winds up in Fleetopia next to the putrefied ducks. This means collecting at least 25 fleas and talking with the flea master in the blasted steppes to get them to move. You'll need to have beaten Lace for the second time after taking the elevator up to the final boss, which means finding all 3 songs in the threefold melody as well. Doing all of this should unlock the Silken Soul Wish by talking to the caretaker at the first shrine. You'll need to complete that quest, and then finally you'll have to beat the final boss, Grandmother Silk, but when dealing the final blow, play your needle in instead of finishing her off. Now there are a couple of things to note about a few of these points. First up, if you've already done everything I just listed, and the Silken Soul quest still isn't appearing, you likely have not completed Chakra's quest, which is the final Bellheart Wishboard quest. To get this wish to appear on the wishboard, you'll need to first purchase all of Chakra's maps, which include the late game areas in Mount Fae, Biowater, and the Sands of Karak. If you miss Chakra on your first exploration of any of the areas she visits, you can find her in the right corner in Bellheart, where she will sell you any of the maps you missed out on. You'll also need to have beaten the boss of Vilehaven, Grohl the Great, otherwise the quest will not appear on the wishboard, nor will you be able to move the fleas to their final spot in Fleetopia either. When you finally do get the Silken Soul quest, there will be 4 souls that you have to collect. Thankfully, they're pretty easy to get for the most part. The first is the Maiden Soul, which you can snag from the Chapel Maid, who was the very first NPC you spoke to at the very beginning of the game. She's to the left of Bone Bottom in Mossholm. While you're in Mossholm, you can also get the Snare Setter by heading to Weave Nest Atla, which you can enter by playing the needle in front of the door just past the spikes on the eastern side of the area. Inside, take the elevator down, then hop up to this secret gap in the ceiling to get to the 2nd floor, and head left into this mossy section, where you can double jump up to another gap in the ceiling, and wall jump your way to a secret area, where you'll find the Snare Setter on a bench all the way to the right. Now fast travel to Bellheart from the fast travel room, continue heading right through a false wall to reach the lower part of the Bellheart tunnels. Drop down, head left, and jump over the first gap you see to talk to the Hermit and get the Hermit's Soul. You probably already had the Secret Soul after you defeated Grohl the Great by heading left from the bench in Vilehaven to reach this shack. You can pick it up right off the ground. With those 4 items in tow, deliver them back to the caretaker in Songclave to complete the quest. You should now be all ready to proceed into Act 3, but before you do, make sure you're prepared. You'll want to have your needle upgraded 3 times, get as many health and spool upgrades as you can, and make sure you experience the duel with Chakra by hitting the bell in Greymoor after completing her quest. There's no real reward for this, but it's a cool fight, and you'll lose the opportunity to do it after getting to Act 3. Also note that the state of the world will change in Act 3, and some areas will just become tougher. So in general, finish up all your business, and then when you're ready, go ahead and beat the final boss by climbing to the top of the cradle and fighting Grandmother Silk. When you land the killing blow, use your needle in instead of binding her, and a new cutscene will play before the credits start to roll. When you try to load up your save, it'll be covered in black thread. Keep on selecting it to clear the black threads off, and you'll enter Act 3. And that's it! Thanks for watching, and if you need any other kind of help in Hollow Knight Silksong, like how to get the aforementioned needle upgrades, make sure to check out our other videos, along with our ever-growing wiki. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.